Man, I really just feel like I need a fresh start in my life. Hello? I believe a fresh start was needed for me. I recently just moved to NYC, and to me, it was definitely the fresh start that I needed. Within this fresh start, I was able to redefine myself, reinvent myself, and find the peace that I've always needed in my life. Before I moved to NYC, I felt as if my life was literally crumbling and falling apart. There was no peace in my life. I didn't feel like I had stability. I didn't feel confident in my abilities. And I just felt like I was a big failure. And within that, I felt like I needed a fresh start. And when I moved to NYC, a lot of people, they cheered me on, but a lot of people just didn't understand why. It's a more expensive state. I'm not making much more money. I had to give up my car. I had to downsize. It was a lateral move. But in the back of my mind, I knew that this was the best thing that I needed for my life. Since moving to NYC, I've been able to find peace. I've been able to get closer to God and go to church. I've been able to reinvent myself in the workplace. And most importantly, I've been able to be my authentic self and find peace and joy in being who I felt like I was purposed to be. I don't know if there's anyone else out there like me, but the fresh start has definitely been my saving grace. And I thank God for everything that He brought me through, but I also thank God for giving me the ability to be able to start over again. And for those of you who are thinking about starting over or moving to a new state or switching jobs, and you're afraid that people aren't going to understand you, or you're thinking people are going to judge you or criticize you, just know this: at the end of the day, this is your life to live, and you have to do what's best for you. And a lot of times, fresh starts are not limited to just moving to a different city. It could be moving to a different job or changing career professions. And I recently just met someone the other day who, for most of their adulthood life, they were in the medical field. And they realized that they weren't fulfilled within that field, and they had to start all over again. Imagine paying all this money for medical school and having all these student loans that you accrued just to switch professions. Can you imagine how much criticism and ridicule this person experienced? Yeah, I know. And when I was listening to this story, I could kind of relate. Now this person, 10 years later, it's one of the best decisions they ever made in their life. They're in the hospitality field. They worked their way up to the top, and it all paid off. So you never know what it's going to look like on the other side of the fresh start. Yes, it may be hard. Yes, at the beginning, you may not be confident. But at the end of the day, what you have to realize is that everybody has to start from somewhere. And one of my favorite things about a fresh start is I feel like it's a weight that's taken off of your shoulder. Just knowing that you have the ability to start over again. For example, it's the beginning of April, and at the beginning of the year, I set so many goals for myself that I wanted to accomplish. And I started off the year very, very, very strong. But somewhere in the midst of my busy life, I kind of got sidetracked of all of the things that I wanted to do personally. And I kept being tired, and I kept making excuses for myself, giving myself too much rest, being lazy, watching TV, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I felt as if where I wanted to go, those weren't healthy habits for me. Yes, it's cool for me to rest. Yes, it's cool for me to rest here and there, and I'm not like a super workaholic. You know, I take pride in everything that I do. But at the end of the day, I didn't feel good because I wasn't making those necessary steps to achieve my dreams and goals. Fast forward to April. We're literally at the beginning of April. And when I tell you I'm treating it like a mini fresh start, like screw everything that happened before. From this day on, we are going to achieve our goals. We're going to go out in the world and do exactly what we said we were going to do. To me, a fresh start is releasing the past and having a clean slate. Being able to give yourself grace and the freedom to redefine yourself and reinvent yourself and be the person that you sought out to be. It's not always going to look pretty. It's not always going to look clean, but having a fresh start is something that I think we all need. One of the things I love about having a fresh start is being able to grow out of places that you were in comfort of. And I found myself, and in my life, I found myself being comfortable being around people who were comfortable. And a lot of the times when you try to grow around those people who are comfortable being comfortable, it's very hard for those people to see you as you see yourself, because those people are seeing the old you and not the new you that you are seeking to become. So what I've found in fresh starts, maybe it's moving somewhere or going to a new job, is that you feel more comfortable being yourself. You feel more comfortable being authentic, because when you're operating as yourself around people who don't believe you, this is me personally, one of the insecurities that I've always had is that these people are going to expose me for all these flaws and I'm not good enough. But when you're able to start fresh, I feel like you're able to walk into a room more confidently, especially when you go to a new workplace. There have been times where I've worked at places where I bust my butt and I didn't feel value and I didn't feel good enough. And moving and having a fresh start and going to a different workplace has allowed me to reinvent myself and be my most authentic self, and not having the fear of not being good enough, and really gave me the ability to let my light shine within the workplace and be at the most peace that I've had in my life. And I'm not telling you to keep running away from all your problems or run away when times get hard, but I believe that we all deserve grace in our life, and I also believe that we all deserve fresh starts to show people our value, to show ourselves our worth and the value that we bring to other people, to redefine ourselves, and to just be the person that we are designed to be. And I hope that you found value from this video and be able to use this video as you go on throughout your life. Deuces.